Hi everyone, it's Karen here with my first vlog, and I want to talk about a topic that not too many people talk about nowadays, and I thought it was really important to bring it up. I'm live from my studio, and I'm doing something different today. I'm not going to be creating any project on live or anything. I just wanted to talk a little bit about design teams and rejections and trying again and making it out there in the crafting and art world. Recently, my friend Marta did a piece on YouTube about design teams, how to apply to them. Many people were asking her questions, what to do, where should they apply, and she did a really good piece, and I'm going to be linking that below. But I really wanted to talk about what happens after you apply. And I found that that is a really difficult topic for a lot of people. People feel sometimes ashamed that they applied for something and they didn't get in. They feel down or rejected. And trust me, I've been there. I've tried and applied for many, many design teams over the years, and I've been rejected a lot. I can't even count it in all my fingers and my toes. But I find that it's really important to continue on and continue trying because different design teams, different companies want different things, and it's really important to know what is out there for each person, because we each have our own different style, our own different needs. We live in different countries, so it does make a difference in that sense. So I'm going to start with the certain things, and once you applied, what happens? So the companies receive your application, and then they have to go through sometimes thousands of applicants, and they have these stipulations of what they want for their design team, what they want to get from that. And even though we don't know that, because not always is it stated, like let's say they want somebody just from the US because they're a US company, or they want somebody just from Australia because they're an Australian company. That's the easiest one, the one where we don't belong to the right country. And that has been, even I'm not a US citizen. I live in Canada, and have been rejected plainly for that reason. And I'm not here to name any companies or name any design teams that I have been rejected from, because it's been a few, and I've sometimes tried many times and still got rejected. And it does affect me personally, and I start thinking it's me, it's my skills or my art. But I've actually come slowly to this conclusion that, I mean, obviously we know art is subjective, and that people will judge your art according to their own needs. And whether it is in YouTube, that has happened to me, where people criticize certain things, up to being judged by a challenge that you enter, or being judged. It's almost like a judgment when you apply for a design team and then you don't get in and you feel really, really rejected. And I've talked to many of my friends, and people have emailed me before and asking me what I did, how I move forward, how do you move forward from that specific problem that you makes you feel really down. And for certain design teams, sometimes you have to apply many times, many years, in order for yourself to get in, because every year a design team could need something different. So for example, depending on the line that they are releasing, let's say it's something mixed media based, they're going to look for somebody, for design team members that are more geared towards mixed media. If, for example, they are doing watercolor release, they're going to look for mixed media for people that are more able to do watercolors, or whether it's scrapbooking, and they're looking for certain styles. So besides the place where you live, which is a really big important reason why design teams are not, if some why members are not picked for certain design teams, one of the main things is your style. And you do have to, when you're applying for a design team, one of the most important things is picking the right style for you. You might want a certain company just because they have really great products, but your style might not fit that design, that company really well, and you'll just be wasting your time because you're not going to be getting what you want. Another thing that is important is actually, when you're starting, to do a lot of those challenge design teams, apply for them, especially if they're like sketches or mood boards. It's really important. And also play around with those, play in different challenges for different companies so they see your work, that they're looking at your work. Especially if it's something you really desire, play every week, every month, depending on when they have their challenges. That helps a lot for the people that choose who gets in and who doesn't. That helps a lot in picking your style or seeing how your style is, and then getting into that mode of applying for design teams. So once you do apply, and it's a waiting game, and it's a very hard waiting game. Sometimes it takes them a long time to find out. Sometimes they don't even have design team calls, but they pick people that they've seen their work. So that's why I say apply for those challenges, because they see people's work. But what happens once you get rejected? This is where I have a lot of people asking me, and also because I felt it myself, and it feels really, really, really bad to have somebody say, well, sorry, you're not good enough for our company, or for our sketch challenge, or for anything. So the most important thing I learned is that we can't take this personally. I mean, yes, we do take it personally, maybe for 1 day or 2 days, we feel down, and we feel that it's, maybe it's the way our style is, or maybe we're just not fit for this art world or crafting world. But mainly what I really want to say is that once you take those 2 days to kind of bring yourself, you have to kind of find out why you think you didn't make it into that design team. Could it be the style? Could it be the country that you're in? Like I said before, there's so many different variations of why you might have not made it to that design team. And I really encourage you that if you can, go ahead and apply to another time. Yeah, you might have to wait a year, but in that year, you start researching what this company is looking for, and you start seeing what kind of styles they look for when you're applying. So for example, you have a whole year to kind of tweak your style, and not saying copy somebody else's style, but tweak your style to make it your own, and to make it something that will be desirable to the style of that company that you're applying for. So without giving any examples, I do not want to mention any companies right now, but I've applied for one of those companies that everybody wants to. I've applied 3 times before I actually was able to get into the design team. And I found that some people have applied 6 times to certain design teams. And sometimes I've applied 3 times to one other one that I really wanted, because it was more like a mixed media style, which is what I love. And I've tried so many times, and there's different stipulations while I've been rejected to that. But every time that happens, I kind of think to myself, well, maybe this is not the path that I'm supposed to go on. Maybe I got rejected for a reason, which is, I'm trying to pat myself on the back for not feeling so bad about it. But mainly, I just think that it just happens, and I can't bring myself down and think, well, this is not going to be this way anymore, because it does. Even though I applied, it happens again. So I do encourage people that they should, if they can, apply again. Tweak your designs, tweak your scrapbooking layouts, tweak your projects, but still the most important thing is making it your own. Don't try to copy somebody else's style, because that will just hinder your own success. You need to go ahead and find a way that, kind of your place in this really vast amount of companies and blogs and Facebook and Instagrams, everything. And that's another thing, really, really important. Show your work everywhere. Post it on the company's Facebook page. Post it on their Instagram. Tag people everywhere, because tagging, and well, I don't have Twitter, but I'm sure that works too. But the most important, Instagram and Facebook is one of the biggest ones. If you know how to do videos, that's a big asset. Sorry, my dog is that. Stop, Cookie. My dog is. If you know how to do videos, that's a big asset, and companies are looking for that. So if you know how to show your videos around, increase your YouTube followers, And mainly just have fun. Don't just like make this all about, being on design teams. It's also having fun creating your projects, and not having that stress. It's really, really important to not feel down after you get rejected, because I find that it brought me down so many times that I couldn't get back up as quickly. And now I learned that it really doesn't really matter. Like, okay, they don't take you. There's so many other companies that can, or you make it on your own. You make your own design team. Your own work should shine, besides being on a design team. And eventually you'll see that after once you try and try and try again. I mean, it does take a little bit of time, because you do need those followers and that exposure. But once you find that place in this community, then you really will see that the design teams will just be pouring in. And even when you think that, oh, you've just reached that level where you want to be, that top, whatever, I don't think there is really a top, but when you've reached that top, you will still get rejected, and that will just kind of even things out and will make you feel that, even though you're at the top, even though you feel like you've made it in the design teams that you want, you're still a human, and humans still make it but also still get rejected. Thank you so much for listening to me today, and I hope you like my little chit chat about design teams and rejection, and how to make it through and continue moving on in the right direction. Bye.